Hello everyone, welcome back to lecture 14, publishing. How do you get your world into the app? How do you play the world with your friend on Highrise? Now, we previously had a flow where you have to go to the creator portal, and then you go to creation, and in here you create a world. But right now you can see that it's gonna prompt you to install Studio, and that's because worlds should be uploaded directly from Studio now. How you do it is very simple. So let's go back to our world, and first let's make sure that we are signed in. So if I go ahead and log out from this account and I sign into the account where I want to upload the world, in this case I'm not going to upload this world to my main account. I just want to upload it to an alternative account of mine, so it's not public. So I'm going to go ahead and write my alt account in here. After you sign in, you can now upload the world directly to that account. And how you do it is very simple. You basically click on the green button right here. It says upload world to Highrise, and this will show up. Now sometimes when this show up, it shows with another prompt or like a panel that says fixed issues. If you have any issues with the world, it will validate the issues and it will fix it for you. So click on validate and fix if you want to. Now in here you can select the world. If you don't have any world you're not gonna see anything here. But if you want to override a world, you can do it using the previous worlds that you had. But right now I'm gonna upload this to a new world. And just to give you a quick note, in the next game jams, we are going to have an option here that says mark as a game jam entry, meaning that whenever we have an active game jam and you create a new world, you can mark it with the game jam instead of adding the tag, which will do everything for you. But right now, let's go ahead and upload this world to the newly created world. So click upload, and now just wait for this to finish. Now here it's going to ask you to check the status of the world. So click check status, and this will take you to the new project that we just created. And here, if you click here, it says preparing build, prepare build, and then validate asset build update world. Usually it takes around 8 minutes depending on your world size. In this case, my world is really small, doesn't have much stuff, so it's going to take around 8 minutes to 10 minutes. But let's exit this view and let's change a few things about this world. So I'm going to click on the three dots here. I'm going to edit world, and in here you can just give your world a name. So for example, let's say project tutorial, and in the introduction, if you hover here, it's going to show you what this introduction means. It's this little it's this small description to give your world so players can see what this world is about. So you can just say this world is made by me, for example. Let's say creative world, and here the info is the description. I think the info is not required. Yeah, it's not required. You don't have to include an info, but it's better to do it. Now for the category, you can select anything from here. Could be anything really. I'm just gonna say hangout. And for the tag, when there's an active game jam, you can add the tag here. For example, the previous game jam tag was live beat jam. So you just do live beat jam and you hit add just like that. But right now, I could just add like testing or anything. And in here, you can change the max visitor per room. This can go up to 120. And I think the lowest is 1. So let's go with 10 right now. So save. And here we have to upload an image for the world. So I'm going to click upload image, and I'll upload any image that I have on my PC. Now, just for testing, I uploaded these 2 images. I'm going to save again. And if we go to the room subscriptions, in here, you can enable room subscriptions, meaning that players can create owned rooms based on the world that you have. They will own the room, but all the engagement payouts will go to you. Everything will go to you, even the in-world purchases. But if you would like to disable this, you can just hit disable. But if you enable it, you can also require gold to create a room. So if you click on require gold to create a room, you can adjust the price here. So you can go ahead and say, for example, 1,000. Every time someone rents a room for like a month, you will get 700 gold out of it. But again, this is really up to you. You can either enable it or disable it. For now, I'm going to disable it. I'm going to hit save. And in here, there are a bunch of things that you can also visit. There's the engagement, there's the retention, the audience, and then in-world purchases and owned room. All these stats, we have documentation explaining everything about them if you want to take a look at that. And right now, we can go back to overview and we can go to members. Now in members, what members basically, it's just like moderators in the normal 2D rooms. If you want to add your friends to test the world before making it public, you can click invite members, and I'm gonna go ahead and invite my other account. So I'm gonna say I Hussein, which is my other account, and I'm gonna hit invite. Now I Hussein is a member of the world, and I Hussein can join the world without having to publish the world to public right now, right? And I also get the permissions to kick players, to ban players, to do everything as a normal moderator, okay? And if you go to version history, that's where you get all the versions of your world. Again, the posts is basically you can make a post from here, whatever you want. You don't have to be in the app. And then there's the builds. Now you go back to builds and you click in here and you just wait for the build to finish. So now our build is done. What we can do is we can exit this page, and I'm just gonna hit refresh real quick and go back to builds. You can see here that says private and there's a release button. Now this means that our world is in the application, but it's still private and only I and the members can access it. Now let's go back to Highrise. Now in Highrise, if you go to your profile and then you go to creation, and in here you can see that our world is in the app. Click on it and you can enter the dev world. Again, you can create an owned room from here, but you can see we disabled it. But let's go to the dev world. You can see now that we are in the dev world, and that's exactly what we've been doing. It's the jump here, then there's the sit, and there's the NPC with the emotes, and there's everything that we talked about or explained earlier, right? Now that's done. You finish testing the world, your friends can join you, you can have anyone join, and now we can make this world public. How to make it public? You go back to the creator, to the create portal, you hit release and you accept the terms, and in here you can set the version. Now usually versions are really up to you, whatever you want, but usually we go with 1.0.0, and then when you make a small change or if small bug fix, you just increase this number, so it's 1.0.1, and if you if you add a new stuff, you basically change the middle number, so it's like 1.1.0, and then if you make like a huge change to the world, you go with 2.0.2. Does that make sense? So right now I'm gonna go with 1.0.0, and then whenever I make a new change or like a small change, I keep bumping this number up, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So let's go with the 0 for now, and we can add a release node. We don't have anything, so I'm just gonna say initial, if I can type it, initial release, and then I'm gonna hit publish. Now you can see here that our world is live, and if I go back to Highrise and I exit this world, so let's go back. Okay, so go back and go to world and then creation, and in here you can see that I can enter the public world and the dev world. So if I enter the public world, anyone can enter this world now, anyone can see it, I can boost it, I can do everything in here, right? And there's another thing, there is still the dev world, which is still the same build because we only have one. But if you upload a new build, you can test it before you make it public. Does that make sense? So if right now, if I go and upload a new world, it's gonna show here and it's gonna tell me to release it. If I don't release it, it's gonna stay private. And one more thing, if you go back to creation and you select the world again, in here you can click on the 3 dots and you can mark this world as private. When marking it as private, it will go back to private. If you archive the world, it's just gonna stay hidden. So mark as private. This world will no longer be public and will only be accessible to you and your members. I'm gonna mark it as private, and it's changing the build. So let's just give this a moment. So that's done. If you go back to the world, you can see it's retired, and we go back now to Highrise and we select our profile, go to creation, and you can see here that it is in dev mode and it's no longer in public. And that's all for today's video, and I really think that we should work on how to add music to the world, which might be in the next lectures, and we're also going to explain how can you collaborate with other people through GitHub, which will be in the next lecture. Again, if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments or on Discord. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you guys learned something new today.